Hey y'all, I'm Mayer Cunningham, the special education boss. If you've ever felt confused, overwhelmed, or just plain frustrated at the 504 IEP table, you are in the right place. Every week, I'm breaking down the rules, the rights, and the realities of special education so you can walk into meetings informed, empowered, and ready to make real change. And whether you're a parent, a teacher, an advocate, a school-based member, or somebody who's just trying to do right by a student, this podcast gives you straight talk, real answers, and tools that you can use immediately. I'm not here to play politics. I'm not here to play sides. I'm here to train people who sit at the table and teach you how to follow the law, ask the right questions, and protect the rights of students. So go ahead and hit subscribe, share this with a friend, and you know what? Meet me back here every single week. We're not just talking about change. We're making it. Because when you know better, you do better. And when we get it right for the child, we get it right for everybody. It's been the longest pregnancy of my life, this book thing. So the book is out. Some people have already received the book. They got their book today. And some of you guys, the books are a little delayed because of the weather. I hate that for y'all, but it's going to be worth the wait for sure. Let me log on and get my moderator. I'm sure she would appreciate if I opened her link. Did you guys have a moderator? I'm sure she would appreciate if I opened her link. Did you guys have a safe Monday? Are you in the storm pathway? I'm in Houston, so we didn't have terrible weather, but it's cold here, which of course we're big babies and we're not used to cold. But we did, and it really teaches you the characteristics because it is paramount that we get eligibilities correct. Eligibilities don't drive.
What do you recommend besides compensatory services? The student is now very behind at grade level.
I recommend compensatory services because there's been a denial of faith. If the student is behind at grade level, we need to find out what is their baseline and what do we believe will happen if we delivered them specially designed instruction for 36 instructional weeks. So one of the things which makes people very mad, educator, but their slide over the summer is much more than a general ed student, and maybe that's just the great teacher. But kids with disabilities have a harder time hanging on to acquired information, retrieving that information and storing that information. So I don't like when people say we close gaps. That's not our job. And I don't want to be saying that to parents because I believe that gives them false information. We can certainly change outcomes for kiddos.
What is the class after the 2-day intensive?
Yeah, so we open up, the mastermind starts Sunday, March 22nd. The mastermind is so amazing. So the 2-day intensive, we will teach you to advocate at the highest level with the ways that we teach you to negotiate with people. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much you know about the DSM-5. It doesn't matter how many rights law classes you've been to, and I've been to a bunch of them. God bless Pete Wright. We love him, right? Or COPA, and work through ups and downs with groups of people. It won't matter how much you know about law.
Can an IEP have anything about attendance? My child is struggling with severe OCD.
Yeah, so we capture any of the students' needs. That's our responsibility, which we talk about. And I say every chapter is my favorite. I always say everything is my favorite when I get. The decision of the Supreme Court Justices of March 22nd, 2017. Oh, that's now 9 years ago. Wow. I'm sure you're, anybody met Andrew? Anybody know where Andrew is? Andrew, could you come to the front? No. In light of their circumstances. That's it. And so we should have been teaching that for the last 9 years. We teach it so that you can be successful advocates. We want to reinforce the team that is at the school and support parents and advocates. Yes, you can get this book anywhere books are sold. And if you want to be on the Epic IEP book tour, if you want to be a stop, that's what I need. We need to work on an intro song. Rachel, I'm going to need a song. Y'all ready for this? I like the stuff that they play like at hockey games and at basketball games. What's the name of that song? Y'all ready for this? Is that the name of the song? Rachel will know. She's young. She still has a thyroid. She'll get us set. Yeah, I need an intro song. Yeah. Or there is a new country like it. It's called Buck Around and Find Out. I'm not kidding. It really is. It's so funny. At this time of the year, I get stuck on the TikTok side of the rodeo. Do y'all get on that? I don't know why I'm watching barrel racers and crying. Why am I doing that? When would I ever be on an animal with teeth bigger than me? Never. Yeah, if you guys have a song, let's drop in the chat. And hot for it's not an eligibility because she can recover from it.
Sorry, I was coughing. So
she was so excited. She was like, this is the best question ever. Yeah.
And I started asking it 3 times.
Yeah, hello? Hello? Hello?
The IEP committee is always asking me for
of an IEP. And it's paramount that we have it. And it says, parent concerns for enhancing the education of your child. And I would think of where we're headed for post-secondary success. What is he going to do for a living? What sort of job will he have? Will he be a volunteer? Will he have supported living? What sort of post-secondary education opportunities will he have, right? And what sort of work will he do? And so those are the things that you want to have a better opportunity to write every 6 minutes. Now, some of these people, they like an IEP meeting. You know what they send me? 45 minutes and it's over. County has an obligation to have an IEP meeting annually. And then you might need the parts of the IEP if they need to be updated or changed. A lot of other things can just be a parent-teacher conference. Of it. If we need to change something, then certainly have an IEP meeting for that.
If eligibilities are federal, that is not available in our state and won't agree until it's there.
So, I mean, the eligibilities are the eligibilities. So, we have a new document coming out. I can't tell you about it, but I'm gonna soon. And it lists all of the state statutes for all of the states. So no state gets to reduce the benefit of IDEA, and so IDEA lays out the federal eligibilities. Some states might call them something different. So a speech impairment, Missouri and the great California and the greater Florida, we like to make that 2. I think somebody said they want developmental delay, not intellectual disability. Well, Nikki, what I would say to that, DD is not a California and eligibility. You know what I'd say to that? Amen. Hallelujah. I can't stand the DD eligibility because you know what? There's no DD, specially designed instruction. So I would be on board with an intellectual disability because I know the interventions that we can do around that. So nobody gets to demand anything. It's a legal document. It's the law. The IEP is actually the law. So we don't put things in there that we know would be illegal. So one of the things that we do when we're doing professional development with school districts is we first make a commitment to not or to stop doing things that we know are illegal. They're illegal. So whether we're doing it to let somebody roll over us or we're doing it rolling over somebody else, that's not what we do.
I want to learn all about this. My child is 4. I'm excited for my book. Can you please tell me what an IEP committee is? Yeah, so those are the required stakeholders under federal law. And so the 5 stakeholders are, number 1, the parent of the student representative. The LEA is the local education agency, otherwise known as the school, which is almost always a principal or an assistant principal, a vice principal. Sometimes it can be a counselor if they're credentialed. Meeting, there's going to be some special educating going on, and then an evaluator that understands evaluation instruments, can do evaluations, and can interpret them for the committee. So those are the minimum 5 stakeholders that must be at an IEP meeting so that we can be convened. If one of those people has to leave, then we are no longer convened. And if we're no longer convened, we would have to table it and reconvene at post-meeting all the meetings.
We have several people saying, wouldn't it make sense that every person in the school has a copy of your book? Because my daughter is the eligibility of multiple disabilities because she is under it for autism, ADHD, multiple disabilities mean.
So multiple than one disability. Although I had a nice guy from the South, and I can say this because I'm from the South, so these are my relatives, so nobody say anything. And he goes, I checked multiple disabilities because he got more than one. I promise you he said it just like that, which is why I repeat it. So multiple disabilities mean have an ongoing need for support after school. So functionally, safety, financially.
So if they have autism, ADHD, and ID, is it correct? Were they labeled correctly as multiple disability?
I'm going to say yes. I don't have your papers, and that they will probably need help and ongoing help for a lifetime. Somebody says, where is this going to be in New York? So if you're interested in where the book stop are, how you can participate, how you can bring your group in, because we're having groups together, just go to our website, specialeducationacademy.com. The bottom of the first page is the special education episode, and just fill out your information there. It'll go to one of our team members.
Did you say we can plan?
And they do have 2 hours for all of their staff members, and then another hour just for their leadership.
In children with an IEP, are they obligated to take state standardized tests?
Everybody that is a student hostage in public schools has to take state tests. Now, if you're one of the state testers and you would like to sponsor me, I might change my position on that. Just kidding. I'm not going to change my position on that. I won't tell you who they are. Their name starts with Pearson. But anyway, my daughter, when she got out of college, she's like, Mom, what do I do? I said, listen, I'll take my son-in-law and the grandbaby. I won't be able to talk to you again. But other than what they do, we do not like state testing. We don't like it. Oh, how about we do that? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Happened. Oh no, the state testing people, I don't know if they had a barbecue, if they took the superintendent out to play golf, but they are in the claws of state testing will never go away. How long, Alan, has state testing been around? Has it always been around? But it wasn't this bad? He's thinking. Rachel, were you born when state testing happened? Yes.
I think it was like 2000 to 2005.
And was it was attached to NCLB, right? No Child Left Behind.
We got Ross Perot brought it to Texas my senior year of high school.
Ross Perot, I'd like to say thank you, who donated $1,000 for me to be. And now look at me in my office with my Android.
Absolutely.
Making big moves.
And look at your profession is talking.
Talking.
And they said you never shut up.
No, I never stopped talking or coughing. 2K.
Yes. I remember having my pre-K class out in.
Yeah. And whatever you do, don't even think about coming to the school for state testing. Why would I do that? Who wants to miss a good time?
Right.
People always ask me, should children with disabilities. Bridget said the TOS test. Remember the TOS test? Yeah. My husband knows his numbers because they were good. He goes, what are your numbers? I was like, well, there weren't 4 of them. I think there were
1-800-SIZZLE.
Yeah. With 3 Z's.
Yes. So if someone on the team has to...
It's because lo and behold, Rachel is the amazing dyslexia instructor. Do you like the clap? Yeah. you like the services? Yeah. Do you like the goals? Okay, have a good year. And as soon as Rachel leaves, then somebody else goes, oh, by the way, they can't read in social studies, but they now.
Can you tell me again where I find out where all the book stops are?
Yes. So if you go to if you're interested in hosting a location, you can just go to a 3-hour training in Parkersburg, West Virginia at 9 a.m. Saturday morning. We have a 3-hour training in Ashland, Kentucky. Professional developments for school districts, 5 p.m., 6 p.m. It's one of the PMs. Monday the 16th, we have a 3-hour training in Lexington. And then from 1 to 2, we have a meet and greet. You don't have to bring any meat, but do greet me. Unless it's jerky. I'm kind of a jerky, Yeah, I would say, what page is that on? What page is that on? What page is that on in your state statutes, muffin? Because it's not in the federal law. I think if you add muffin on, that will qualify him.
What about buttercup?
That's later in the year, but we start out with muffin.
Do you have employees?
I do not have any employees. No, because we want people to be free. Yeah.
I have an ABD class, and my students were pulled out of reg now. Is this legal? There have not been any parent meetings or conversations to discuss this.
It doesn't sound individualized. Sounds like segregation. Sounds like isolation. Sounds like a problem. So they're not a group. So there's that. Oh, Bridget said sweetie is nice, but offensive for some. You know what, Bridget? I think breathing offends some people. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't think I say sweetie very. Do I say sweetie? I think, I say thank you, dear. I learned that from my friend in the thank you, dear. Yeah. But also, no, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here in Florida, too. How about district denied grid B service? Oh, wait.
What's the grid?
That's a great question.
I have never been on the grid. I'm very often off.
Are you off the grid?
I'm off the grid. I don't want to be. I start on the grid. Somebody releases the lever.
Let's see. How do you feel about charter schools?
I feel great. I don't feel like they're probably going to be a good fit for kids with IEPs because of the numbers of staff members that they have. Charter school is a school of choice. What you want. But I will stand on that there's not a better setting for kids with disabilities than public schools when we get it right. So,
does the EPIC IEP talk about eligibility meetings?
Eligibility meetings?
Yes. For an eligibility.
Persons that did evaluations, persons that have information about the disabled child, and anybody else that has information that would be helpful.
I've seen this once. Have you ever seen an IEP that was written well?
If you call me on the phone, I will tell you on the phone as a stranger, I've never met. When I get your paperwork, it is a train wreck. And here's what I mean. We have some paperwork that's nice, but when I say a train wreck, it doesn't drive outcomes. It doesn't lead the team of what to do. It either has a little bit of information that has really nothing to do with software, the same software. So, yeah. Somebody said, what leg?
Yes.
Inside?
The inside.
The inside's a beautiful, beautiful granite. And look what it says. When we get it right for the child, we get it right for everyone. Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
I can't wait to touch that foil.
He touched me. Yeah, it's so good. And then inside of the book, guess what these are? These are what the kids use nowadays. They're called QR codes. Yeah, so you can just open the book and reach out, touch us. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We thought of all the things. All the things.
The thing of the deal.
The thing of the deal.
Do parents have to do all the data? Excuse me, got a hiccup.
I hope they're not doing all the IEP data. I hope there's a special educator actually delivering specially designed instruction, because that can't be delivered. Specially designed instruction is not delivered initially by a paraprofessional. Yeah, and I hope that the general ed teacher that's a co-implementer on those goals is taking data.
BCBA be present during an IEP meeting.
You can have the leader that mows your lawn at the meeting. If you're the parent and you think it's somebody that can help with information, clarity, or help you, support you at the meeting.
Do you recommend utilizing facilitators from a state Department of Education? What has been your experience?
The room down. I don't find that they change outcomes. If an IEP facilitator it would be very rare that I would ask for one. But sometimes we do need the school to be reminded of their duties, obligations, and responsibilities. I had a school district. We are collaborating, and when we disagree with them, we're adversarial. That doesn't sound like we're a team. It sounds like you're the boss trying to tell the parent what to do. And then she said, we're going to move on. We're not going to talk about this anymore. I said, oh, no. You're not the IEP referee. Penalty. You're not the boss of the parents. You're school-based employees, but you're not going to talk to the parent that way. They're equal stakeholders and consider the expert under state and federal law.
Not going to talk to the Karen that way either.
I don't care if you talk to me like that. As long as you're talking, I'm happy. But you're not talking to my client that way. I am not a children. I was a children.
I'm sorry.
I was a children at one time. But I came out grown. Yeah.
That's so fun. With big hands. My district seems to be pushing students with ADHD who have IEPs towards a 504, even though they need the IEP support. Is this a trend?
It's illegal. It's gross. It's bad manners, and it's awful. Would you tell a parent? If a child has a disability and they need instruction more than can be solely delivered by the general all over school districts in America. It's not. There was a series in the Houston Chronicle in 2006, $2. I don't know if you can get anything in life from the convenience store for $2. And then an IEP is somewhere between $1,500 to $5,000 while they're pushing so hard. Would they be pushing educationacademy.com boxes? Rise to the level of a substantive violation. So this is not like she's scheduling the pumpkin patch. These are legal requirements.
Okay. Let's see. I was suggested a new class placement, but I have no idea what it is. STC placement, where I can look for this term and what it means for my son. Do you know?
I would reach out to your state education agency. Oh, somebody says your sarcasm is epic. Thank you. I have been refining my sarcasm for years. So you guys go get the book. We're on the book eve. The book is it's going to be at your door tomorrow. And if you want to be on the Epic IEP book tour for 2026 or 2027, go to our website, go down to the bus and put in your information for host information or where we're going to be. We love you. We get it right for the child. We get it right for everybody. We'll see you in over an hour in the academy.
hit subscribe, share this with a friend, and you know what? Meet me back here every single week. We're not just talking about change, we're making it. Because when you know better, you do better. And when we get it right for the child, we get it right for everybody.